Hi, welcome. Just gonna make sure we are streaming everywhere. So we have actually moved places. So I really hope that we are going to have this is going to work because we have better Wi-Fi at this place. We have traveled from Palermo in northwest of Sicily down to Syracuse, that is in the southeast of Sicily. So we are now in a new Airbnb. So really hope this is gonna work out great. So I just unpacked the computer and set this up. So the lighting isn't perfect, but we're gonna keep dig in right away. So I value your time. So I am going to run with the content right away. So for you who don't know me, my name is Angela. I am an live event sales expert, and I help my clients scale by selling their offer one-to-many using events. And we also scale offers. So we craft together scalable offers, group offers, and we launch them and we sell them using events. So that is what we do. And this masterclass is going to be about the 5 steps to go from 0 to 10K. That is usually our first goal, is the 10K month. And what have happened on the market is that you can see an overabundance of opportunities, strategies, tactics, and everything online. And when you have an overabundance of opportunities, we kind of get diluted in our energy because there is so much and we try everything at once. And when we try everything at once, nothing is really going to work. And there are things that comes later in an entrepreneurial journey, and we kind of chase the instant gratification because we get sold an idea, a dream, a wish of something that took them years to build, but we want to start there, right? We are looking for that kind of instant overnight success that actually isn't an overnight success. And we need to remember that, because what looks like an overnight success is usually years of commitment, years of work, years of staying consistent and frequent in what we do, right? But it's easy when you see all this online to kind of get drawn to that. And I want to help you kind of really focus on what matters at the moment and in the beginning, because first you need to start, then you need to grow. You need to grow before you can start scaling. You can't scale something that isn't there, that isn't working, right? But we get so kind of want to chase to start scale that I actually, when I ask people, are you ready to scale? People say, yes, I am, but they haven't even started. So you need to start. You need to start grow. You need to build the foundation of a business. Then you can start scaling, right? So I am going to talk about the simplest way to get from 0 to the 10K month, to first start, launch, and then start scaling as soon as possible, okay? So it's 5 things. And after I've gone through those 5 things, I have an invitation for you to join our event that runs the 8th and the 9th of April, that is going to dig way deeper into what we do today. And all of these 5 steps that I'm going to talk about now in the next maybe 35 to 40 minutes, actually every of these steps has 1 hour plus session with a Q&A inside that event, okay? So make sure you gonna click on the link that I'm gonna share in the comment section of this video and join us. And it's 2 days, it's live, it's 5 hours every day, but you do have the recordings for an entire week after, and you have the bonus session on the week before. So you can catch up if you can't join us live, and you get a worksheet, you get a 15-minute call with me, and it's massive amount of value in that 2-day event, okay? But take out pen and paper so you can write down these 5 things that I'm going to talk to you about, okay? Number 1, the first thing you need to have before you start doing anything, because it's really important to understand, it's not easy to run a business, even if people want you to believe so. It's not. It requires a lot of work. It requires a lot of dedication. It requires a lot of consistency. It requires frequency. And it requires a lot of work. I'm just going to say it, it's not easy, but it doesn't mean to be hard, And we make it so complicated when it could be so simple. So it's not easy to run a business, but it doesn't need to be hard, okay? So what I'm going to talk about is the simplest 5 things that you can do without any tech, complicated things or whatever, to build a really solid foundation of a business that you can grow and scale, okay? Number one thing that you do need is mindset. And I know everybody says it, but you need to understand that your mindset needs to be aligned with the millions of dollars that you want to make. End of story. If you want to make $10,000 per month, if that is your absolute first goal, your energy, your passion, your delicacy, your frequency, your consistency need to match that, what you want. And I usually say this around sales, lead generation, everything, that your energy to do the lead generation, do the sales, hand out the invitation, speak to your audience needs to match what you want your business to do for you. And if that is $10,000 per month, you need to put in the energy to get there, period. There is no shortcut. There's no magic thing that is going to make money fall from the sky, okay? Doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. You need to do the work that requires. And it requires first a strong foundation of a business, okay? And that is not complicated. It's not hard. It's really simple stuff. And all you need is the right mindset and motivation to actually, I'm going to do what is required to get there. It requires work. It requires investments. It requires time. It requires strategy. It requires a lot of things. And I'm ready to do that. Because if you're not, it's not going to happen, right? You're going to struggle. And you're going to stay down here. And you're always going to be down there. And you are going to continue struggle, right? So it all starts with mindset. Your mindset and your belief system needs to be aligned with the millions of dollars that you want to make. End of story. No more excuses. No more blaming. No more, I don't have time. No more, I don't know how to do that. No more, I don't want to do that. Because that person that is your future, the 7-figure business coach, that person wouldn't come up with excuses. That person wouldn't kind of blame other people for their lack of consistency. That person wouldn't say, I don't want to do that. That person wouldn't say, I don't have time, right? So number one, mindset. Write this down. Your mindset, my mindset is going to be aligned with the millions of dollars that I want to make. End. Okay. Number one. Number two, positioning. And I'm talking about all the positioning in your message, in how you show up, your frequency, consistency, everything, those kind of things. But also when it comes to positioning in a profitable niche, because you hear a lot about follow your passion, right? And I hate that phrase, because if you don't understand how to position your passion in a profitable niche, the only one that is going to struggle is you, because you're not going to make any sales, right? So you need to follow your passion, but position that passion in a profitable niche. And if you don't know how to do it, we are going to spend 1 hour on positioning profitable niche and dream client, how to understand your dream client in that event that we are going to do. Okay. So you need to position yourself in a profitable niche. You need to position your pricing. So you position yourself with your price. You need to understand your audience, your dream client, because what they want and what you know they need is not the same thing, right? You need to meet them where they are, and you need to meet their instant need, okay? The instant need of your market, that is what you need to meet. So you need to understand their frustrations, their fears, their struggles, their emotions, everything around these problems, right? And then you need to understand, where do they want to go? What is the outcome that they want? What do they actually tell you that what they want? And sometimes that you might feel that it's tacky. And I felt that when I was in fitness, right? Because I thought that people wanted to be healthy, that people wanted to play with their grandchildren when they grew old, that people wanted to do cardio, weightlifting. eat healthy. They didn't. They wanted to lose weight and lay on the sofa eating chips, but they wanted to lose weight. They wanted to look good in a bikini, which means you need to understand how to meet the need that they want, to make sure that you solve the problems and everything and give them the outcome that they say they have. At the same time, give them what they need. But what they need and what they want is not the same thing, right? So when it comes to positioning, you need to also understand your dream client, okay? So mindset, positioning, understand your market, everything that comes with it. When we know that, when we know the problems, frustrations, fears, whatever, the outcome that they want, we can now create the solution. That is your offer, right? And your solution must be superior to what is already out there on the market, right? Because there's a lot of offers and your audience is going to say, how is this different? What makes your offer better than everybody else? How are you different to work with? Because I have been working with a lot of coaches. I want to know, what is your secret sauce? What the reason why you do what you do? That people want to know that. And when we craft together offers, we tie them back to our own beliefs and our own convictions. And for you who have been in my space and when you join the event, I'm going to share more about this. But I built my business in a really complicated way. I run ads, I had sales funnels, I had Zapier, I had Active Campaign, I had my own app. That business almost costed me more money than I was making. It does funnels, app, all those kind of things work? Yeah, later in your journey, right? When you have a validated offer. But I jumped right into that without having any idea if my offer would sell, if I was in a profitable niche, because I didn't know anything about that, which meant that that business costed me more money than I was making. I came across a challenge and I thought, can it really be this simple? Teach for 5 days, people would just buy. No, it's not that simple. And now I know, because that is what I teach. But there is an entire strategy behind running events, 5-day challenges. It's not just thrown together. It's just not teaching. So I, of course, failed. And I invested in a coach and I learned how to do 5-day challenges. So I actually removed all the tech. I run one 5-day challenge and one webinar. And that is the entire sales system and lead generation system I had, because I didn't know how to do any other kind of lead generation. I didn't know how to do any other kind of sales. Okay. And I built my business that way. And I still do. I still do what I teach and teach what I do. No different. Okay. No different from what I did before in what I do today. So my solution to take people from where they are to where they want to go is tied back to my own story, my own conviction. It's superior. I do believe that running events is superior to anything out there when it comes to scaling with simplicity. And I'm all about simplicity. I hate complicated things. So events in itself is going to help you with positioning, with validation, with sales, with marketing, with lead generation, with standing out. It's going to replace about 80% of what you do today. Because how do I know that? I did it myself, right? So you want to think about how your solution, your offer, is going to be superior to what is already out there. How can this be tied back to your own conviction in what you actually do? And if you feel like your offer is not selling, join the event, because we are going to talk an entire hour about offers, pricing, how to craft together the modules. Because when I say craft together an offer, I'm not talking about you recording stuff. Do not record and do things with something that no one said yes to. As soon as you have an idea and you know how you're going to take them from A to B, you put together a framework. Like, this is the steps. This is how much I'm going to charge. Then you go out and launch it with an event. 3-day workshop, 5-day challenge, 9-day live launch, webinar, right? The run that is right for your offer. And you validate that offer through that execution of that event. Simplest thing on the planet to do. Okay? So don't craft together an offer or start recording anything. before you have sold it, because it makes no sense. And we're going to talk about that in the event. We're also going to talk about how to put together a framework. I'm going to talk about what you should put in module number 1 and how you are going to run it hybrid, because it's a superior way of running the program in itself. So number 1, first step, mindset, right? Number 2, positioning, or in the market when it comes to your niche, dream client, message, everything, okay? Then when you know your audience, so you know where they are and where they want to go, you are going to create the framework of an offer that is superior to what is already out there. The next step you need is to launch it. And what do we need to do a launch? 2 things, right? We need leads. So the next thing is to ask yourself, how am I going to get those leads? And the simplest way of getting them in the beginning, an event, right? So what you want to do is to launch with webinar, 3-day workshop, 5-day challenge, 9-day live launch. I can't go in on the difference here because it depends on the offer that you want to launch. It depends on your audience, depends on you, and it depends on the price of the offer, because it makes no sense if I want to launch a $197 course. It makes absolutely no sense to run a 9-day workshop. It's not the best way of spending my time, is it, right? I would definitely sell that offer with a webinar, right? So you want to create an event, a launch. It's because all events are launch. It's a launch that you run over and over again. You're going to create that and you're going to put it together. And it's going to look different. And we're going to talk about the different kind of events that you can launch with. Why some works for some programs and some works for another, how you can maybe combine them. But we talk about signature events, which means you're going to put together an event and you're going to run that event over and over again, okay? So we're not going to craft a new event every month. Makes no sense to do that. You want to build mastery around everything that you do, because you need to treat your business kind of like an athlete. And if you look at an athlete, they became the best by running the reps, right? And you need to do the same, running the reps. It's all about running the reps, to do it over and over again until we do something really, really, really well. And every time we do it, we get a little bit better, and a little bit better it converts, right? So what you're going to do when you have your framework of your event is to put together a framework of your offer, is to put together your launch. Where are you going to launch it? How are you going to launch it? Okay. And when you have that, you are actually going to do the lead generation for that launch. And that is how you're going to start getting your first leads, right? If we start at 0. And most people that start out, they start with a small audience. So our first launches actually goes pretty well. But what then happens is that it stops because we don't know how to get new leads in top of the funnel. If you think about a funnel, not the sales funnels, but a funnel for your leads, they come in your business up here. And they go through your content, your amazing content on your webpage, your launches, whatever, and they leave the funnel as a paid client, right? That funnel, that is the funnel that I'm talking about. So for your first launch, you are going to use, of course, your event for your first leads to get people in and go through your launch, and then you are going to sell, right? So in the event, because the event in itself is a sales and lead generation system, it's a combination. You use it to generate qualified leads. You take them through a journey, you sell your offer. So your event in itself is both a lead generation system and a sales system, okay? But when you don't have a lead attraction system in place to generate leads every single day, you are going to run out of new leads, right? Which means one of the steps when you have put together your event, you're going to start generating leads for that event, you are going to start sell your offer, right? Because you run your 3-day workshop. So we generate 100 leads. We run our 3-day workshop. We validate the offer. We sell the offer. We get our first clients. So we have done some sales. But now you need to start generate leads every single day. New people need to enter your ecosystem every single day. Because otherwise you're going to sell to the same people over and over and over again. And you're going to run out of people to sell to. So the last step is your lead attraction system, marketing, building your personal brand. Get people to always come into your ecosystem from different kind of places. So you grow your email list, you grow your following, you grow your fans, you grow your friends or connection on LinkedIn, whatever. New people come in every single day. And that is the last steps that you need, right? Which means mindset straight. We are going to do the work, okay? Next step, we position ourselves on the market. We know our dream client, we know our audience, we know the problems we're going to solve, we know the outcome that we are going to provide, okay? Step number 3, we craft together the framework of a superior solution, that is your offer, to take them from where they are to where they want to go, okay? Step number 4 is that we craft together your launch, okay? Could be webinar, masterclass, challenge, workshop, live launch. We do it with events. Why? Because it's simple. It's really, really simple. And it's the easiest way of validate this offer. Because you want to sell this offer. Because if you can't sell it, don't start crafting together videos. Because the videos inside your offer is not going to sell your offer. No one cares. No one cares about your fancy videos, right? It's not what's going to sell the offers. Your modules are not going to sell your offer. It's not that is going to sell your offer, right? So you don't want to start crafting it. You want to go out and launch, validate that offer by doing validate it through that launch, okay? So what we do is that we put together a sales system, because your launch is a sales system. Sorry. Then we need leads. We need leads for that launch, and we need new people all the time, right? So when you have your event, your first leads are going to come signing up for that event. You're going to run that event. You're going to sell your offer. So you're going to validate that offer. It sells. Okay, I'm good, right? And you can start running that event over and over again. But you need new leads. You need new people coming in every day. And we do it in different kind of way. You can do strictly lead generation. That is invitation. We do those. Invite people to join your launch. Invite people to download your freebie. Invite people to join your group, right? But you also want to create content that converts into some kind of action, right? Content that converts. We craft together 3 different kind of content that we use that to attract people, and not any people. We don't need any people. You need people that are believers of your solution. And how do we do that? First of all, you need to craft together educational content. Content that teach people things, right? Teach people things, and that gives people tips and tricks, right? That is educational content. So educational content, just had a cough in my throat. So educational content. People need to know that you know your stuff, right? Because they are not going to invest in you if they don't think that you know what you talk about, obvious. So we craft together educational content. You can also call it value content, right? Tips, tricks, whatever. The next thing we craft together is that we craft together inspirational content. Sorry, needed to mute. My throat is killing me. Educational content, inspirational content, because Your audience have tried a lot of things. They get stuck. They might have limiting beliefs. They might think that they can't do this. And your job is to inspire them, give them hope that even if they are stuck, even if they have limiting beliefs, even if they don't know how to do things, they can, right? And we usually do this with a lot of storytelling. So sorry, storytelling. And the last thing that we do is that we craft together content that more or less positioning us more when it comes to tie back to our own conviction and our own beliefs. So, so when we do that content, we kind of go out and we share our kind of beliefs, our conviction, our opinions about the market that we're in, and we share a lot about our solution, our superior way of take people from where they are to where they want to go. And well, what does these layers create? So the first thing is that people know that you know your things, that you know what you're talking about, right? The next thing is that they feel like, yeah, I can actually do this. Even if I have done this before and I have failed, you are giving me hope that I can actually achieve this. I like you. I'm going to start following you and I'm going to be around you. Thank you so much for sharing that, because I needed to hear that today. Okay. Step number 2. Step number 3, you want to build an audience that are already believers of your solution. So I talk about events all the time. Why? Because I want my followers to believe already that running events is superior. Running events is going to help me positioning. Running events is going to help me with marketing. Running events is going to help me with lead generation and sales. Running events is the simplest way of scaling a business. Why do I want my followers to believe that? Easier to sell to, right? Because I don't need to try to convince them that running events is superior. They already believe that. They're already believers in my solution, because that is the reason why they're following me. That is why I talk about it all the time. Because if I have people in my audience that thinks that running events worst thing ever, they need to leave. So, sorry. At the same time, it attracts the right people. It repels the wrong ones. That is how you build a lead attraction system that actually is going to give you a massive amount of qualified leads, even if you don't have a big audience. Actually going to get, I'm sorry, I needed to pause the video because my throat is killing me for the moment. So what happens is that you don't need a huge audience. If you have an audience that are raving fans, that are already believers in your solution. Yeah? So those are the 5 simplest foundational steps to go from 0 to 10K. Right? And then you can stop playing around with different kind of things. But what you really want to think about is that you need that strong foundation. You need to get new people inside every day. You need to have an offer that sells. You need to have positioning yourself on the market to go from this kind of 1 in a million, this copy and paste thing, to become that expert, that go-to person that attracts people, right? So these are the 5 steps. So mindset, number 1. There is no strategy in the world that's going to matter until your mindset is aligned with the millions of dollars that you want to make. End of story, okay? Second thing is that you need to positioning yourself in a profitable niche. You need to understand your dream client. You need to know what problems they have, what's result do they want. And out of that, you are going to craft together a superior solution. That is your offer, okay? That is the step number 3. So when I say to craft together, you know that I only mean the framework. When you have that framework of that offer ready, you are going to craft together a launch. And that can look a little bit different depending on the offer, depending on the market. And when you join, because I do recommend you to join this event, because it's going to be two massive amount of value those 2 days, okay? It's going to craft together that event that is going to be your sales system, the simplest way of selling your offer, simplest way to validate that offer. You're going to sell it in the capacity 1-to-many and not 1-to-1. You're not going to close one here, one there, one there. You are going to launch it to many people at the same time, over and over again. Okay? The last thing that you need is to have a lead attraction system in place, a leverage lead attraction system in place that generates new people coming in, but not any people. You want to repel the wrong people and only get the people that are the right ones, that are already believers in your solution. They're going to become your raving fans. That is, you are going to do that with content, right? And the content is going to be positioned exactly how you want to position yourself when it comes to your message, right? So it's kind of a line. And we do it with these kind of layers. And when you join the event, we're going to cover all this. And we're also going to cover the next step, that is how to do this kind of automated, okay? So sorry about that. And I'm going to share the link, and it's 2 full days. So it's 10 hours. After every session, we have a small Q&A, where we also have a main Q&A session the second day, okay? And I really need to stop talking now, and I'm gonna do, because I need to take more than this water, I feel. So, and then we have a main Q&A session. You have bonus sessions. You have a one-to-one call with me for 50 minutes, either before or after the event, whenever you want to decide to use it. You have 2 weeks to use that call, and you have the replays. You have a support group, you have a workbook. And the whole thing have a value of over $2,000. The tickets are only 27. Okay, only 20. So the price is a no-brainer. The value is a no-brainer. And make sure you click on the link below, and I will see you in that event. And we have only 10 tickets left for that price. And now I can't hardly speak anymore. So I'm going to leave it with that. We have 10 tickets left for $27. And when those 10 tickets are done or sold, the price is going to be $47. So grab one of those $27 tickets. It's the best price ever. It's a $2,000 of value. It's live. You can ask any questions. And I am going to help you with all these 5 steps, but also a lot of other things. Okay. So thank you so much for today. And I'm so sorry for my voice. And I will see you next week on Business Bites. So take care, everyone.